Okay, thank you very much. I'm thankful, very thankful to be here, and began practicing with you, Jon, in 1979, 80, after you came to the American Dance Therapy Association conference.
Oh, I remember that.
Yes, and we had an opportunity to meet at Omega and did some training. And my question is about maybe the over-identification with the body. My practice was very, very body-based as a dance movement therapist for years and years and years. And it's funny that you just mentioned that thing. Then all of a sudden I said, I have to sit still. I have to stop with the movement meditation and teach myself to sit still. I was not sophisticated enough at that time to understand aversion, but I kind of got it. And so I started sitting. And now I think I have a decent balance, but there's this part of me that feels that I'm a little bit too embodied, a little bit too wrapped up in that piece of awareness. And maybe that's my way of clinging a little bit to the mine,
You're using a lot of words that I'm not sure I understand what you mean by them. So if you could just explain why you think you're too attached to that framework.
I think that part of living during this time of pandemic is in part a confrontation for me with mortality.
Welcome to the club.
Thank you. And I have really loved listening to particularly the people who have been more confronted because of their current health situation. And that ability to connect with your true nature, with the essence of being human. I sense that it's heavily woven in my physicality.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. That's how I know I'm here. That's how I know I breathe, because I feel it in the body. That's how I know fear, because as Dana had said, the muscles contract. And I guess the reason I wanted to ask the question is I love the way you don't tell anybody what to do, but you've been so helpful in pointing in the direction to move into. And I feel that I can use help in learning how to move in this direction of I feel like I have to let something go. I'm sorry if I'm being so unclear.
What would that be? That's okay.
Yeah.
Something's trying to emerge. So what would it be that you feel you have to let go?
Limiting my sense of being to this enclosure that my skin is holding together.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, it's obvious that your being is not limited to the enclosure of your skin, because, everybody on this call can feel you, not just see you, but can feel, what you're saying. So you extend way beyond your skin, and we all do. Love extends way beyond the skin. There are people on this planet that you love.
Was that a question? Yes.
Yes,
most
that's
certainly.
a question.
Yeah, most certainly, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they love you, and it's not your body. It's not that it's limited to your body. It's who you are that really transcends the body. So you don't want to be too attached to the body, but the body is a very, very good place to ground yourself, which is why it's the first classical foundation of mindfulness, but it's not the only one. So again, if you get attached to sitting, the sitting's not the problem, it's the attachment. If you get attached to dancing, the dancing's not the problem, it's the attachment. So in a sense, the prescription is always the same. Look at where the resistance is, look at where the attachment is, and investigate what would happen if you simply let go of your fixation or the attachment to one thing over another, and just experiment with awareness being so um, vast that it can hold all of it without having to make anything at all happen, and then see how things unfold for you in terms of experiencing, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, well-being or clarity or deep connectedness.
Mhm.
But if you're saying that you're getting attached to sitting,
No,
uh,
I don't think it was the attachment to the sitting. It's was the attachment to physical sensation and the experience of the body. Um,
but you said
as
yourself, that's how you know everything. I mean, that's how you
Yeah,
know that you're feeling something. You know, that it's all through the body. So we shouldn't give the body short shrift, nor should we idealize it. So the primary point, so to speak, is awareness itself. As long as you can be aware of what is turbulent or what you're dealing with or getting caught up in as if it's a problem, your awareness is already not part of that problem. So it has a whole different way of holding it. And maybe the problem, as you said, I think yourself at the beginning, that you're too caught up in your mind with all of these kinds of things. And
yeah,
the most important thing would be to just give it up, let go a little bit more, and let things be as they are, not try to put some kind of intellectual understanding or framework on top of it that will then help you to navigate. That in a way, it's better to just kind of trust in emergence and listen to all the different elements of the world, or your own multiple intelligences, that each one of them has many, many different voices.
yeah. And as I'm listening to you, I was becoming aware of, well, I was expressing something that felt like a preference. And then I think what I ended up doing was judging my preference and giving myself a hard time for having
Ah,
that preference when that's just who I am.
see, so, or it's just what arose in that moment and not necessarily anything to do with who you are.
Ah.
Okay, so there's the freedom right in that moment of like, you're so much bigger than that. You're so much bigger than your likes and dislikes, your preferences, or
Yeah.
whatever they are. Doesn't mean they're bad. It just means don't get hooked by them. Don't get caught in them that they're limiting.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you so
well,
much. Such a pleasure,
thank you.
and thank you for this offering for all of us. It's
You're
delightful to be
you're
here.
very welcome. It's, it really feels like the right thing at the right time for me, certainly.